Hello everybody, it's BearCozy. I'm over here running the StormClaw Druid with the great Staff of the Crown. Running tier 34, monsters are level 88. We are getting closer to 90. I feel like once we get closer to level 90 monsters, that is gonna be right there, man. That is right there. Staff of the Crown is making all of my claw attacks also storm skills, and they also cast Storm Strike at 140% normal damage, and I'm really enjoying it. This build does not require any resources. All we are using is basic attacks, and right now I'm rocking it pretty good, and I've been really enjoying this. And as you can see, my paragons are coming along really well. This is where we started. This is the original board. I'm off to board 2, and I have messed around with board 3. I've experimented with board 3 primarily for the talent that gives you 45% extra damage when there are 3 or more poisoned enemies in the area. That is a legendary node. I have been experimenting with this, and that is on the Heightened Malice board, which right now I don't have. Right now I have a different board, but I have been experimenting with 3. I had it for a while, rocked out the Heightened Malice board for a while, and I've gone back and forth, and right now I'm actually rocking out Inner Beast because it's helping out a lot, and pretty soon I am going to be going over to Heightened Malice. I need a couple more paragons, and then we're going to be getting the legendary node to do 45% more damage when there are 3 or more poison enemies. But for right now, I'm leaving it like this. Jumping into Alderwood, we are in here. Tier 34, by the way, we're going to try not to die. Mobs are a little bit higher for us, but this build actually has a lot of great sustain. Where are all the mobs? So they are level 88 right now. We're just going to go Bestial Rage, and we're going to do our thing. Now, the great thing is about this build, it's got a lot of sustain, a lot of healing. Mobs are 10 levels higher. Treasure Goblin. Treasure Goblin, down he goes. 10 level higher, nothing good. Absolute rubbish. So, the good news is this build is very tanky. We have lots of defensive skills. We have Earth and Bulwark. We also have Hurricane. Hurricane makes them all vulnerable, which is really nice. Then we also have Grizzly Rage, and then we have Debilitating Roar. And by the way, we also have Bloodhowl. Bloodhowl keeps us full as well. Bloodhowl does a lot, unless we take massive damage from the trees. They do hit really hard, but if that happens, we have Debilitating Roar, and we do Fortify. This guy is very tough. Wow, that was tough. Maybe it has something to do with the 10 level difference, but it's pretty good. I am running tier 34. Monsters are level 88. We are getting closer to 90. I feel like once we get closer to level 90 monsters, that is going to be right there, man. That is right there. I have spent some time leveling other characters. I leveled Rogue. I also tried out the Pulverized Druid. Pulverized Druid worked out really well. Tried a couple of different builds on the Rogue. These guys slow, unfortunately. We're not as fast as the Rogue. I probably need to get a different aspect on my boots instead of the one that I have. The one that I have right now, Roots Poison Enemies. Instead of that one, I probably need to get the one that makes us invulnerable, increases our speed on kills. That works out really well. I've tried it, and I've gone back and forth. I am a big fan, if you've watched any of my other videos, I am a big fan of trying out different things, experimenting. I got Frozen, Bear Rage, Grizzly Rage ran out, got Frozen. I'm a big fan of experimenting, trying out different things. And we have the Butcher. I don't think we're going to be able to take a level 88 Butcher, so let's see if we can leave him in the dust and come back. We're just going to port it down. Hopefully it won't kill us. Level 88 Butcher hits really hard. From experience, I am not going to be able to take a level 88 Butcher. A Butcher that is 10 levels higher. We can do 4. We can do 5 levels. 10 levels is a little much. So, you can outrun him. By the way, you don't have to die. You can outrun him. Go to town. Come back, and everything is A-okay. Normally, I would have taken him. I have killed him a lot of times. Actually, a bunch of times. This guy is really tough. Let's dispose of all the trash. 10 levels might be a little high. I feel like I'm pushing it a little bit, but since I am not playing hardcore, I like to push it a little bit. Let's go ahead and bite him with rabies. He's going to bleed. He's going to spread it to everybody else. Then we're going to fortify. Then we're going to Earth and Bulwark. Hurricane makes everybody vulnerable. I mean, this build's got lots of sustain. We got another Paragon point, which is awesome. Flawless Skull there. The only thing I am not a big fan of, these guys slow. Sometimes that is the debuff of the dungeon. Now, right now, I'm running Debilitating Roar. Let's get out of that so we don't die. is now Werewolf skill, Debilitating Roar, immobilizes poison enemies. Debilitating Roar, of course, fortifies us really, really big, so it's worth running. I have been wanting to try out the boots again. In the beginning, when I was learning, I had the boots to increase movement speed. I do have a really good pair of boots that I actually saved. They are level 5. I upgraded them all the way because the movement speed rolled super high, and it has a few different aspects on it that I really liked. So the boots rolled really, really well. Not aspects, but substats. It has really good stats on it. They rolled really well, so I saved them just in case I ever need them. I saved them. And maybe at some point, we're probably going to die here. Yep, I got walled in, I got slowed, and I got trampled by 4 beasts. In every single one of my videos, there is a reoccurring theme. If you've watched my videos, and the reoccurring theme is that I tend to die almost in every single video because I am pushing it really, really hard. Probably too hard, and I know it. But to me, it's fun to see how high we can push, how fast we can level. My leveling time is fairly limited because of full-time work plus making videos, but I really enjoy it. I like making content. I like hanging out with you guys, having fun, and giving you something to do if you're feeling bored and lonely. If you are stuck at work or if you're doing whatever trying to kill time, man, I really can't stand the slow. The slow is the one thing that drives me absolutely insane. I might have to change the boots. Let's see if we get run over again. These guys charge and they hit so hard. Gonna have to pop Grizzly Rage since it cools down really quick. Grab some leather. Get him. The slow is insane. Sometimes that is the debuff here. Not ideal. Not ideal. I do have to remember to use the Wolf Howl a little bit more. The Blood Howl. That helps out a ton. But I just got done working out. I'm feeling pretty tired. Had a really good workout. By the way, just to throw it out there, I'm doing Jim Stepani's Shortcut to Size. That program is fantastic. So I'm running that over again. It's been quite some time since I have done that one. Jim Stepani has a PhD and he knows what he's talking about. So back to Diablo. Last guy, the tree is very tough, man. Normally they are not this tanky. So this is the reason why I mentioned I have been experimenting with the legendary node that actually increases our damage by 45% when there are 3 or more enemies, 3 or more poison enemies around us. And I've actually gone back and forth with that one because the build that's on d4builds.gg, that's the website that I'm using. That is an endgame build, assuming you have, not this way, not this way, assuming you have all of your paragon points and you are level 100. While we are still leveling, I found out the most damage that I have gotten is from that legendary node. So right now, I did recently respect it to the endgame build that is recommended, and it's working out okay, giving us a lot more survivability so we can push a lot higher. But the damage does go down a little bit in large groups of enemies. We don't have any issues with the boss at all. Single targets are okay, unless they're 10 levels higher. It takes 2 or 3, I don't know, 5 extra seconds. So it's actually not too bad. But the bosses go down quick, but the damage did go down a little bit in favor of survivability. And since we are almost pushing level 90 mobs, I feel like we need a little bit of survivability. I don't know, what do you guys think? I feel like I need a little bit more survivability. Let's get out of the poison. The great news is about this build is there is a ton of poison resistance. And not only is there poison resistance for us, but there's also resistance for enemies that are poisoned, deal a lot less damage to us, which is great. Can we get this? Yes. Let's see if we can, see if this will help. I know at this level of the game, we're probably not going to do too much, but if it helps us, it helps us. So that's the good news, is enemies that are poisoned deal a lot less damage to us, which is fantastic. And we also take a lot less poison damage. That I don't want to play with. Those things hurt really bad. Grizzly Rage, let's go ahead and rabies. And we're just going to try to stay alive. So far, so good. Lots of sustainability. By the way, I do have awesome gloves. I found some yellow gloves when I found them. And if you look, the absolute best thing on these gloves is the lucky hit. Up to 5% chance to heal for 903 HP. These are a little bit older, from level 67. Quite a bit older, actually. But they work fantastic. I upgraded them all the way to 5. Made them legendary. And they work fantastic. So if you are running any kind of build, by the way, I recommend this on the rogue as well. I have found 2 pairs of these gloves, not a lot. I need another pair. I am definitely saving every single one. So as you can see, the damage is pretty good. We're not even in Grizzly Rage. This guy's going to disappear, so I'm trying to save it. Let's go ahead and fortify so we don't die. Grizzly Rage to get out of the stun. Bite him. That'll spread it to everybody. And then we're pretty much done at that point. And there he goes. So the damage is really, really high on this build. The only thing you need... Decent boots, pretty low. The only thing you need on this build is the Great Staff of Crone. This is my second copy of the staff. My first one was level 64, and I used it all the way to about 74, 75, and then I got another one at 75, and I'm just going to rock this till about 85, 90. So that's going to do it for this video. Do me a huge favor, hit the like and the subscribe, and for more BearCozy videos, check out the top right.